Okay, Mr. Ali, okay.
So the first and foremost thing, what is important in a life? Commitment and your passion to learning is a very, very important. Have a
Yes.
book and a pen handy. Note down a to-do list with a today's date. What is your learning today? Either it is from training, or either it is from job, or it is from personal life. If you want to be a proper learner, then how should you grow? What is the purpose? Why are you learning? The cause of learning will make you interest. Okay. What I would suggest all my students
Yeah.
is a schedule is very important rather than focusing on the only content. You know Strangers of Secrets? Do you
No.
know the Strangers of Secret? Okay, I'll show you the one YouTube
Strangers
video.
of Secrets? No, no.
The magic of this video, you have to watch this video on a daily basis. This guy. So start your day. Whenever you start your day, you will be doing some kind of a walking, right? For your health purpose. Before you go to work, just make a habit of 30 days during my course duration on a daily basis. Listen to this video. This is your first task.
Yes.
Strangest secret in the world. Strangest secret. Okay. Now, what this guy is saying is, whatever you're getting free in life is more precious. When I say free, what is that? Your mind, your body, your soul, your friends is a very important. But we as an humans, we pay attention for the things which we buy for money. But something which comes for money and which is irreplaceable, that is a very important in life. I just want to kind of, before we start a technical stuff, I want you to be a very, very strong in terms of your mindset. The strong mindset is a very important to achieve anything in the life. Okay. Now,
Okay.
let's come into our course content with respect to MQ. As I've already shared you, this is our modules, what I am going to discuss with you. What is the module number 1? What is module number 2? What is module number 3? How many modules we have totally? 11 modules we have. Correct?
Okay.
Now, let's start with a thing. Can you answer a few questions for me? What is MQ?
Yeah, this MQ, it is something like storage for, as I have told you, Mr. Ali, in the previous demo session, that MQ is a storage that that is used for storing messages in a synchronous way. Means is that you can refer to your messages later. You can store it now, and you can refer it to it later, in the sense of, or the perspective of first in, first out, or last in, last out.
Okay.
That is a synchronous communication way.
What is the MQ means? MQ does a transportation of a data in the form of messages from one application to another.
Yes.
Okay. In the form of messages from one application to another. Why this application needs to communicate with each other? What is the reason behind it? The reason behind it is business. For example, you are having one
Yes.
debit card and the other bank credit card, and you have to pay the bills of your credit card as soon as your salary get credited to you. Then what do? You make a payment. So one bank will interact with another bank based on the business requirement. So what is happening with the help of MQ is a transportation of a data in the form of messages from one application to another. Now, the immediate question is, what is a message? Message can be anything. Message can be a meaningful message or some binary data, 0, 1, which is this is something is called, which is readable, is called as a meaningful, and something which is, though if you can read and you cannot understand, that is something in binary language you cannot understand. Correct? So what does a message contains? Message contains data plus data about the data. Data about the data means what time the message comes in, which user has sent the data, from which application the message is coming, it is expected to go to which application, like this, all the details about the message. How many different types of messages we have? Any idea? Any idea how many different type of messages we have? I think you're on mute.
Yes, different messages. So we have many types of messages, such as text file. You can store blob file, such as multimedia. You can
No.
store data.
That is the storage you're talking about. I'm talking about different types of messages. If you remember, I have told you about a type of messages called datagram, request, reply, report. These are the different types of messages in MQ. Datagram means, what is a datagram message means? This kind of application which will send the information and it will least bother about the receiving end application. It means, the example is, in airport, if you go, you can see the display of a flight's information. The person who is publishing information is least bother about either the receiving end is really reading it or not. His job is just to display the information. Someone is reading it, someone is not reading it, that doesn't matter. But displaying so that someone can read it, that is his job. It means it's least bother about the acknowledgement of messages. So no need to bother about acknowledgement. No acknowledgement required. Only one-way communication. Example, flight information in the airport. Okay. Now, what is a request? You are having a certain mindset. You want certain response for your request. For example, if you go to ATM and you place a request to check the balance in your ATM card. Now your expected response is fixed and you're placing a request. So placing a request based on expectations. So acknowledgement is mandatory here. What is a reply? A reply means response for your request which is placed. This request and reply together is considered as a transaction. Correct?
Yes.
Together is a transaction. So here also acknowledgement is mandatory. If there is no acknowledgement, if there is no response, then the transaction is incomplete. And now next is a report kind of a messages. What do you mean by report? For example, you place a request and you try to withdraw the money. You got a message stating that money is debited. but actually you didn't get a money from the ATM. Then what do? It's a report. It's a problematic stage, which means transaction incomplete. When transaction incomplete, MQ admin will come into the picture. Okay. Why I am writing in the notepad is because this is your running notes. You just recall it once you see this video and you have this notepad so that it will be very helpful for you. That's why I am typing it here freshly in the notepad.
Okay.
So this is our day one. This is our day one discussion. Okay. So now you understand what is the purpose of MQ. Basically, MQ is for the purpose of transportation of data from one application to another application. This source application and destination application can be located in the same server, can be located in different servers, can be located in different regions, can be located in different data centers, different countries. Either one application is in Asia, the other application is in Europe, the other application is in Gulf countries. It can be anywhere. The location doesn't matter. That's the beauty of MQ. Okay. So you're transferring the data in the form of messages. The beauty of messages is messages you are not going to hack. You cannot, it cannot be hacked. The reason behind it, the messages will be provided security. It will be part of SSL, secured socket layer. So when the data encryption and decryption is happening with the help of private key and a public key, if someone tries to hack the data also, they can see only the information in the binary language, like a 0-1. They cannot see the data in a text format. Okay. Now, next coming to message. What is a message? Message is having a data plus data about the data. How many different types of messages we have? We have datagram, we have request, we have reply, and we have a report kind of a message. Now, if you look into the transaction means request and reply is a one combination for a transaction. If this transaction fails, if there is any problematic stage coming into the picture, it means it's a report kind of a stuff, which is where MQ admin comes into the picture and he will work for you and he will resolve your problem. Okay. You got my point? Now, as I mentioned, as I mentioned in the introduction, if you remember, data will be managed by messages. Messages will be managed by who? Queue. Queues will be managed by who? Queue manager. Correct? This is our MQ language. MQ language structure. Normally, if you see in Unix, the data is going to store where? In file, correct? File is going to store in folder. This is your normal Unix structure, correct? For example, WMQ Training Day 1. This is my notepad. So where I am saving this notepad? I am saving this notepad in some directory structure called SVR Technologies, where I have a particular folder. There I am putting this file. And what is this file contains? Some data. What is this data? This is something related to business where Saleh is getting a MQ training. That's a business requirement. Okay. It can be anything. So the job of MQ admin is only to bother about the message. No need to bother about the data. If messages stuck in between the queue managers, if messages stuck in the queue, MQ admin will come into the picture and check why the message is stuck, why the message is not moving. That's it. His job is that's all. He no need to bother about the business requirement. That is none of our job. Our job is only to make sure the traffic from one place to another place, it's keep on going, keep on flowing. So you are just a traffic police. So you are just managing the data in the form of messages, where you make sure messages coming to the queues and messages going from the queues. So what is a queue now? What is a queue? Queue is a temporary database which hold the messages unless application read the messages from the queue. You got my point? Temporary database where
Yeah.
the
Yes.
receiving end application, receives the messages, from the queue. Now, what is that structure that queue follows? Data structure. Any idea what is the structure the queue follows? Any idea? What kind of data structure, Saleh?
What kind of data? Yes.
Data structure.
Your question is about or regarding data structure. I think data structure it is like something like linked list. First in, first out. Yeah. First in, first out. Last in, last out. Yes.
Is follow FIFO kind of a data structure. So first messages has to process first. First messages, if it is not processing, the entire transaction is stuck. Saleh, I would say something, okay? So when I'm teaching something, I don't want my opposite student to be on mute. I want my student to listen to me, and because I feel as soon as the person goes on mute, they lose the attention.
Oh, no, losing attention, Mr. Ali. No. I am with you. But Adhan, here was Adhan and the Iqama. So I have muted my sound.
Okay, fine. So, no, normally I'm telling you the mindset of the students. So people, what they'll do, they go on mute and the opposite person keep on speaking and the receiving, and there's no receiving. Okay, that kind of
No. I am receiving all your discussion exactly.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
So we talked about queue. We talked about what kind of a data structure the queue has been followed. Now the next question is, what is the default number of maximum messages that queue can handle? Maximum messages. Any idea?
No.
5,000. 5,000 messages 5, is the capacity of a queue. 5,000 messages.
You mean, Mr. Ali, 5,000 entry, regardless of the size of this data?
Number of messages is 5,000.
Yeah, okay.
The default capacity.
Yeah, okay.
But we can change it. We can change it to 50,000 also. You can change it as per your requirement. You can put it as a 10 million as well. That doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay.
You can change as per your client requirement. What is the default message size is 4 MB. Message size. It is 4 MB. Okay, Z I'm not able to type in my keyboard, so please excuse me. So Z default size of the messages is 4 MB. Okay. Now we have a clarity about queue. We have a clarity about the data structure of the queue. We have a clarity about the maximum message of the queue. We have a clarity about what is a MQ and what is the purpose of MQ, all those things. Okay. Now the next question comes in, how many different types of queues we have? We have a n number of queues. We have different types of queues. Rather than before going to types of queues, I would like to show you some practical where I'm going to create a queue manager, where I will create a queue. I'll try to put a message on that queue and I'll try to get a messages from the queue. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to start the lab. This is our lab 1.
The installation, Mr. Ali, the installation of the MQ.
Sorry,
Is it simple way? The installation of the system of the Q IBM WebSphere MQ.
Okay, you want to see the product installation you're talking about?
Yeah, if you have a time, in a quick process, يعني
Yeah,
not
sure.
in details, يعني quick.
Okay.
Thanks.
Normally, we have to go to IBM website.
Yes.
So this is a IBM website.
Yeah. I have actually an account.
You have an account, that's great. So what you need to do is,
Yeah.
I'll show you. You have to see here, there's something called free trial.
Yeah.
You have to go for a free trial. And you need to have your account here. Whatever the details of the personal details.
Yes.
For example, I have my own here. I've already done the installation.
Okay. If you have this installation file, Mr. Ali, you can proceed. You can double click and just see me what are the settings you will configure during your process of installation.
Okay. After you downloading, what you're gonna do, I'll show you.
Yes. Okay.
So you will get a folder like this. Okay, MQV9.
Yes.
You will get a folder like MQ9.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Now this is your trailer
Yes.
version. Once you extract this, you will get this folder.
Okay.
Once you open this folder, you'll go to MQ server and you just have to click here MQ launch.
Yes.
And as soon as you click on MQ launch, I'll show you here what will happen.
Okay.
And now you have to check here software requirement. Now, if this tick mark is okay, it means your operating system is compatible with this MQ version. That's why this green tick mark is there.
Okay.
If your operating system is not compatible with this Windows version, this green tick mark will not come.
Okay.
You got my point? And then you have to click on next.
Yeah. Sure.
And then here you have to go for no. Do you need to configure a domain? No. I don't want to configure a domain.
Okay.
And then you have to go with MQ installation, and then you have to click on MQ launch IBM MQ installer. Okay. This meeting is going to end in 10 minutes. So this is how your installation process is. Okay.
It's okay. After you have installing, Mr. Ali, proceed. Assume that I have actually installed my system or my MQ. What is the process? There is, I think, there is no configuration that is done for loading or launching your MQ, right?
Yes.
Just double click on the exe and it will. Okay.
Correct. So I'm going to create a queue manager, sample queue manager. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
What is your name? Yes. Saleh.
Sameh. SAMEH.
Yes.
MEH. SAM. Sameh. Yeah. Sameh. SAMEH. Yes. Sameh.
Okay. Sameh queue manager. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
So I have created a queue manager with your name. What is the command?
Okay.
What I have to do? Start the queue manager.
Okay.
SALMEHQMGR. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
So I have created a queue manager. I've started a queue manager. What I have to do? I have go into the queue manager. Okay. I'm inside the queue manager now.
Yes.
What I'm going to do, define QL. SALMEH QMGR queue manager name dot LQ. Okay. I've created a queue called LQ. Okay. Display QL
Okay.
SALMEH QMGR dot LQ.
Excuse me, Mr. Ali. QL stands for what? QL.
QL stands for Q local. Define.
Okay.
Define is a command.
Local queue. Yes. Okay.
QL stands for
Okay.
Q local.
Define the local queue called yes.
You are going to create a local queue now. So first you created a local queue. Now you are using a display local queue. After displaying, what you are going to do? Enter. Now you can see I've told you what is the maximum message size. By default, it is max depth is 5,000.
Yes.
What is the maximum message capacity? Maximum message length is 4 MB. Correct?
Yeah.
So this is what I told you. 5,000 is a capacity of number of messages, and message size is 4 MB. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm coming out of the queue manager. AMQS put. If you see, my current depth of the queue is 0. Okay. I am going to put the messages on the queue. Okay. AMQS put the queue name and the queue manager name. This is a syntax. I'm trying to put the messages on the queue. Now, I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I put 5 messages on this queue. Now I'll go to the queue manager again. See now, how many messages in the queue? Current depth is 5. Before we put the messages, how many messages we saw? 0. See here, 0. Now, why these 5 messages came? Because of this action. So we are considering ourselves as an application, as a sample application, and we are trying to put the messages on a queue. That's why this 5 messages came into the queue. Now you can see only the messages as a number. Sir, how can I read the messages? Okay. Can you please explain? Then what is the command for this? AMQS BCG
command
LQ. Now AMQS BCG stands for browsing the messages from the queue. Okay. Now see, I'm trying to read the message from the queue. What is this? 5. Which application name has put AMQS put.exe? What is the date? Today's date, 23rd September, and time. What is the message exactly? 5. Now, if I want to see the previous messages, what are the previous messages? Number 4. And what is the date and time? Which application has put the message? That's a beauty. You can check each and everything in detail. Which application has put, what is the date, what is the exact message. Now you can talk to application team. Hey boss, this is the application which has put the messages. See, I have a proof. I have a proof of date and time. I have a proof what is the exact message. This is how you can read the message from. Now you can see all the messages. Total 5 messages we have put, right? Now see here. Message number 8. Like that. Okay. You have a detailed information. Like your message ID. What is the reply to queue manager name? So this is
a very important factor, message ID, Mr. R.
Exactly.
For when you are browsing or detecting in problem determination, You are browsing or identifying the issue using this message ID or correlation ID.
Perfect. Correct. So this is how it is. Okay. I think this meeting is gonna end very
Yeah.
soon. I'll schedule another meeting for
Okay, okay, Mr. Ali.
just give me a minute.
Okay.
I'm stopping the recording, okay, for a while.